Hey everyone, welcome back to the Realm of Comics, where we discuss everything comics, graphic novels, and manga. And today, as promised, as I talked about in my update video, as I move a Magic Treehouse book out the way, I am here to do a library comic book, graphic novel, and manga haul. So, I have two huge stacks. Like, this is the stack right here, and there's another stack right here. I'm going to do this quickly, because if I don't do this quickly, we're going to be here all evening, and I really don't want to be here all evening. So I'm just going to show you the book, maybe talk a little bit about why I checked it out, but for the most part, just hauling this stuff. I always preface these videos by saying that I am blessed to have a library that has such an extensive comic, graphic novel, and manga collection, both targeted or all targeted towards teens, adults, and kids. I know that everybody doesn't necessarily have that luxury. I am fully aware of that. So I am, you know, I wish it was a thing for everyone, but I know that it's not. All right, so let's go ahead and hop in. The first one that I have here is Cleopatra in Space, Book 2. I read Volume 1 a while ago. This is a sci-fi, it's like a sci-fi look at Cleopatra, who lives in the past in the first installment, but accidentally gets transported to this future version of Egypt. I mean, I just read the first volume, and so I'm not really much into the story. It seems like there's this huge mystery that's going on. The place where she lands is run by cats, which of course makes sense considering all things. Okay, the next couple things I have is no surprise. So I did check out volumes 9, 10, and I don't know if I have 11 over here anywhere, but I did get volumes 9 and 10 and 11. Something's wrong with this because I think volume 14 is out at this point and I need to catch up. I also ended up checking out the Yakuza's Bias, which is a manga that I heard about on Shay's channel, and my library did have it available for me to put on hold. This is about a guy that is one of the top lieutenants in Yakuza. What does he say? He's one of the top lieutenants in the feared Yakuza outfit, the Washio clan, and he ends up falling in love with K-pop. Honestly, the imagery on the cover and then listening to Shay kind of talk about it, I was like, yeah, this is one that I think is going to be really, really interesting. Of course, I checked out The Babysitter's Club, Chrissy's Great Idea. I read the actual prose book earlier this month or last month sometime. I think it's last time. Time is a funny thing. And I decided that I wanted to also pick up the graphic novel series. I'm not sure if they're going to adapt all of the books because it's 100+ Babysitter Club's books. That's not including the super special editions, nor the mystery editions, nor the super mystery editions. So I'm not sure how many of these they're adapting. They're releasing about 1 or 2 a year. And I think they're up to volume like 13 or 14. So I'm just slowly making my way through them. From what I've read in this one so far, they seem to be pretty close to the actual prose books. And it'll be fun. We can barely keep them on the shelf of the library, so I thought, like, why not? I should read it. The next one that I have is one that I have been waiting on for a while, and I still haven't picked it up. And it's I Want to Be a Wall. This is about a guy that is gay, a woman that is asexual, and they are in a fake marriage with each other. And he's in love with his best friend, and she's married to him to kind of get her mom off of her back about not being married. She has this love for BL manga, and I'm just excited to pick this one up. I know that the second volume's out. I'm not too sure if the third volume's out or not, but I've been meaning to read that one for a while, and my hold for it finally came in. So the next one that I have is Oshinoko. Is that how you say it? Oshinoko? I'm not sure. I could be pronouncing that completely wrong. But this is about a OBGYN that is, I believe, a fan of a rising star. And they end up kind of meeting each other and their lives become entangled. I've heard interesting things about this. One of my coworkers had told me to pick this one up, and so I decided that I was going to go ahead and pick it up. And this seems to be one that a lot of people are excited to read, so I need to get on it. The next one that I have here is You Died, an anthology of the afterlife. This is edited by Andrea Purcell, and it's a group of artists and writers who have come together. I'm trying to see if there's anybody that I'm really familiar with name-wise. I don't think there's anybody that I'm should look at this before, right? No, there's nobody that I'm really familiar with. I wanted to check this out because this won an Eisner in 2022, but also this is about the death positivity movement. If there's nothing else that we all have in common with each other, it is the fact that we're all going to die one day. And that's not something that we like to think about, but this is about being positive about death and not fearing death. And so there's stories, myths, a whole nine tied into one. It's all done in black and white, but I know that it did win an Eisner, and so I'm looking forward to picking that one up. I do have Candy and Cigarettes Volume 2. This is one that's been kind of controversial because of the portrayal of the protagonist. Even on the cover you can kind of tell a little bit, and she's young, and so there's a couple of scenes where things are a little touch and go in terms of appropriateness. And I had my theories about why the mangaka decided to make those decisions, not necessarily in trying to be disgusting about it, but in illustrating the lack of innocence, or the innocence that's been stripped from this main character. But I said that I know that this series is not for everyone, because it is about a minor that is an assassin and has been trained to become a killing machine, which is not all pretty and positive. But I was really interested in how Volume 1 went, and so I decided to put Volume 2 on hold from the library. Excited to continue it. If it doesn't sit well with me, I'm not gonna go past Volume 2. I also have Seaside Stranger Volume 4, which is what I have been meaning to pick this up for like the past year, but for some reason, it was a couple of things that happened. I think it was the fact that I had checked it out, but then someone else had put it on hold, and so I had to return it. And then I think that we lost a copy and we had to rebuy it. It was just a couple of different things that went on with this, and I'm just not getting to it. I do need to read this relatively soon, but it does follow these two characters. Our main character here wanted to start a relationship with our main character that has black hair, and he didn't want to do it at the time. He left, he came back, and then he was like, well, now I'm ready to be in a relationship with you. And so he's kind of like, no, that's not how things work. So it's just exploring the realistic aspects of their relationship, and it's not all perfect. They go through a lot of issues, which I do appreciate, and they all struggle, or they both struggle with their own personal issues as well as their relationship issues. And I enjoyed Volume 1 through 3. I just need to continue on with the series. The next one that I have is a middle grade graphic novel that I've been meaning to read since its release date, which was April of this year. March or April of this year is when this one was released. This is Parachute Kids. I don't know if you've ever heard the concept of Parachute Kids, but it's 3 siblings. They have been sent to America, and they are living on their own. Parachute Kids, that's what usually happens. They get sent to the US, and they live on their own. I am digging a lot of middle grade graphic novels right now, so this is one that had been on my list. Next one that I have is Speak Up, which is about a autistic main character who has trouble expressing herself just by communicating. She is better at expressing herself through music, and so she is trying to figure out how to fit in. It's a good coming of age story. Another one that I have been looking forward to reading, and I also had like sneak peek at the artwork, which I'm excited about. This is another one that I've been waiting to read for a while, and I'm super excited. I have quite a few middle grade graphic novels on here. This is Mish the Bad Demon. This is about a demon by the name of Mish, who's 12, I believe. I think she's 12 in this, yeah. So she's 12, and she's not like the other demons in her area. She likes looking up princesses. She likes dreaming about the fairy realm, and then something happens and all of her community is threatened, and so it's up to her to kind of save the day, also while trying to figure out more about herself. So we love that. I don't think I've looked at the artwork in this one, and I love it. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm liking this artwork already. I also checked out I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. This is the complete manga collection. I don't know much about this, and it's very intentional. I know that this one is a very, very difficult read. I heard that this is a gut-wrenching manga. I believe I had checked this out because I was on that kick about reading A Silent Voice, and we all know that that's a very, very depressing manga series, and I was watching the anime, and so I was looking up things that kind of had similar like sad girl vibes, and I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is one that came up. I know it's gonna depress me. I wanted to get on the kaiju sharing because everyone has read it except me, so I did check out kaiju number 8, and I am excited to read it, although I really don't need to have this checked out. I could just use the Shonen Jump app or the Viz app and read it, but for some reason I just wanted to have the physical copy of it. Who knows why? Who knows why? The next one that I have is Lost in Taiwan. This one has a very interesting art style to it, which I haven't seen in a while in a middle grade graphic novel. I've seen it a lot in comics, especially those old ones. It has a very much so like Fables by Bill Willingham. It has that feel to it, which I do enjoy that art style. Lost in Taiwan is about a young boy who is supposed to be spending 2 weeks in Taiwan with his brother. He's not interested in being there. He doesn't want to learn anything about the culture, know nothing. And unfortunately, that's where he's at. And then he ends up getting lost, and then he discovers that it's more exciting than what he intended. Next one I have another middle grade graphic novel that I've been excited about. This is Lo and Behold by Wendy Mass, who's a very, very well-known children's author. This one specifically focuses on a young girl who is really, is named after a turtle. So she's very much so, I think, like a free spirit, a 250-year-old tortoise, excuse me. And so she's very much a free spirit, believes in wonder and all the great things in the world, but things kind of change when her family life gets turned upside down. And so I think her dad gets some type of job opportunity or something, and it takes them across country. She ends up meeting a new friend, and they engage in all these, you know, interesting virtual reality projects. So I'm interested to see what, I don't think Wendy Mass has done a graphic novel before. I could be wrong, but I'm interested to see what she's going to do with this one. The next one that I have here is Why Raeliana Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion. I believe this is a manhwa. I have been interested in reading a little bit more manhwa lately, and I forget the villainesses are destined to die or something like that. The Villainess is Destined to Die, I believe, is the one that I had read before this. The second volume of that I actually have on hold waiting for me to pick up tomorrow. Love it. Or by the time that this goes up, I would have already picked it up. But this is another one that I had heard about, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick this one up, see what it's about. So it's kind of similar to the other one in that this main character gets transferred into a book series, a world of a novel, but she's destined to be killed by her fiance, and so she tries to enter kind of a relationship with someone who's more powerful than the person that she's supposed to marry. I really like the Villainess is Destined to Die, or something like, however that title is. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. I really did enjoy that one, so I'm guessing that I'm going to enjoy that one as well. A couple of other manga series that I have that I think I have talked about a lot before, but I just want to show you one more time. I do have The Fiancé Chosen by the Ring. This one, it's about the character randomly threw a ring at her and she got it, and now that he's like, okay, you're gonna marry me, and there is magic in this one, and it's enjoyable. Volume 3 is out, but I need to read Volume 2 first. Sasaki and Miyano is one that I've been continuing. I'm gonna read this volume. It's been a 3-star kind of ride for me so far. I'm gonna read this volume, and it still may be 3 stars for me. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. How to Relationship Volume 5 Y'all know how I feel about How to Be a Relationship. I'm glad that my library has all the volumes because this is not my favorite, but I'm continuing with it. I just feel like the relationship dynamics are not super healthy. I don't feel guilty about continuing it because I'm not buying it, so there's that. I still have A Galaxy Next Door Volume 2 checked out because have I read it? No. Of course not. Why would I have read it? Why would I be that responsible and read the things that I have checked out? I would never do that. Okay, and we are down to just a couple more. Really, because these are just books that are mixed in. It's not actual more graphic novels or manga. I've been looking for more food manga, and this came highly recommended to me, Delicious in Dungeon, by a few of y'all. I believe I had this checked out at one point, but I had not read it. I don't know much about it. I think one thing, just want to flip through, and I did a flip through before sitting down, is that I'm very nervous about the art style. I don't know if it's one that I'm going to necessarily enjoy, but I'm going to go with it. And then I also have Garlic and the Witch, which I read the first one in this series, which was Garlic and Vampire, I believe is what the first one is called. Because I was about to call it Garlic and the Vampire, but it's called Garlic. Yeah, it is Garlic and the Vampire. It was phenomenal. I thought it was the cutest thing in the world. And this is the second one, Garlic and the Witch. And I'm excited to read this one. I'm hoping that Brie Paulson does more in the series. I don't think we're getting more, but you know, a girl can wish and hope and pray. The next one I have is funny. It's called Van Helsing, Vampire Hunter. This is a play on Van Helsing, the Vampire Hunter, except this is about a family of pigs that are known vampire hunters. And Van Helsing is the odd one out, but he's hunting a very dangerous vampire in this installment. I think that's a trilogy at this point, if I'm not mistaken. And then I have Bug Boys, which I don't know anything about. This is one of those that's kind of like a quick read, Bug Boys. And I think it's just literally about two bugs that are best friends. It's not a lot of text in terms of like the paneling. It's one of those quick reads, and I think it's definitely a middle grade, but this one is another one that's super popular amongst kids. And so I wanted to try it. As you can see how high my stack is sitting. This one, PB and J stuck together. Get it? PB and J. So this is it's by Brian Smitty Smith. This is literally about a bee, and a bird, a blue jay, and they end up going on kind of like an adventure together. This is more of a younger graphic novel. This is a children's graphic novel. I'd say anywhere between like ages like 6 to 9, 6 to 10. So those who are just, you know, reading independently, looking to start graphic novels, but, you know, may not be able to pick up something like Parachute Kids, PB&J is the way to go. And the last one that I'm going to show you is one that I have started but have not finished, and it is Shark Summer. This is one that I was reading because I wanted to do a couple of recommendations for Shark Week, which is at the end of July, and so I thought I would pick this up. It is about this young girl who ends up moving to this new town with her mother. Her mother is trying to open up an ice cream stand or ice cream shop, but unfortunately things are not going the way that it's supposed to go. It takes place in Martha's Vineyard. I was like, where does this take place? It takes place in Martha's Vineyard. And a film crew has arrived, and so she ends up connecting with the son of the filmmaker. And there's some backstory about the relationship that she no longer has with her teammates. She used to play softball, and she ends up causing them, I believe, to lose a championship, and the relationship that she has with the rest of her teammates is not the same anymore. But it's a thickie. She's thick. This is a thick one, but I am excited to continue reading that one. And because these are so high, it is making the lighting super duper dark. There we go. And then there was light. Cameras are funny. All right, y'all. So that's currently, it's probably not everything that I have checked out. It's probably not everything that I've checked out, but I also didn't want to show you duplicates. So that's why I kind of limit it to the stuff that I think I haven't talked about. There may be one or two things in this list that I have talked about, but for the most part, I haven't. I haven't talked about any of these. I need to really read this stuff down because I need to turn this stuff back in. It's kind of ridiculous how much stuff I've checked out. But anyway, let me know what you have currently borrowed from your library, or if there's certain things that you've recently purchased, or if you have any other platforms that you use, digital platforms where you can check out comics, graphic novels, or manga. Let me know what you're currently reading down in the comment box down below. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, click the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. And if you're looking for ways to follow me on social media, all the links will be down in the description box below, and I'll be back with another video.